Hi, we have all been there staring at a resume that looks perfect, an interview that goes smoothly, and thinking this person is exactly what we need. And sometimes we go wrong. I learned this the hard way when I was leading learning and development for a large organization. A single hiring decision, one I thought was spot on, slowly unraveled the trust, harmony, and productivity of my team. And it wasn't because of incompetence, it was because I overlooked something very critical, something that should be every leader's non negotiable. I was in charge of hiring a leader for one of our departments. On paper, the candidate was everything you would want: strong technical skills, a track record of delivering results, and confident in his communication. In the interview, he presented himself as a go getter, someone who could take charge, exactly what the role demanded. Within weeks of joining, he did take charge, but not in the way I had hoped. His interactions with his subordinates were off, arrogant, sometimes even sarcastic. The team that had once been collaborative started splitting into camps. Politics began to creep in. Conversations became guarded. And here is the kicker: because he controlled the department's activities very well and met his KPIs, he was still seen as a performer by many. But the human cost was high. Team morale plummeted, trust was fractured, and eventually the very culture we had built started working against us. And because I had hired him, people assumed I supported not just his role but also his politics. I did not just make a wrong hire, I made a wrong hire in a leadership position. And the ripple effect hit me, the team, the organization, and everybody. That experience burned into my mind one of the most important lessons of leadership. Skills can get someone the job, but values and team dynamics determine whether they can keep it without burning everything around them. I realized I had made the classic mistake. I evaluated competence without truly assessing character. I asked about what they had done, but not about how they had done it. I checked references for performance, not for collaboration. I assumed that great results automatically meant great leadership. Now, since then, I have built a personal framework for better decision making when hiring leaders in organizations. Something I now call the 4 C's check. Competence, yes. Technical skills matter, but they are just the starting point, not the destination. Character. Ask behavioral questions like, tell me about a time you failed. How did your team find out? Collaboration. How have we resolved conflict in the past? Who would vouch for them as a great teammate, not just a great performer? Do they add to your culture or will they slowly erode it? This is where reference checks from multiple angles become crucial. And here is my personal red flag. If someone can't name at least 3 people whose careers they have positively influenced, I don't put them in a leadership role. Because leadership is about multiplying others, not just adding your own output. That one decision taught me more about critical thinking in leadership than any workshop I have ever attended. The wrong hire is not just about wasted time and money, it's about the trust, culture, and momentum you lose along the way. So, here is my question to you. When you hire or promote a leader, do you check for the 4 C's or are you still falling into the competence first trap I once did? If this made you pause and think, share it with someone who's about to make their next leadership hire. It might just save them from the same mistake I made.